He came back.
Wow.
This time on Chasing UFOs.
Whoa, I'm getting a series of lights right there.
In March 1997, thousands watched what some say was a mysterious craft hovering in the skies above Phoenix.
What in the hell is that?
A recently discovered video showing a similar pattern of lights now has some people of Arizona wondering if they're repeatedly being visited.
You guys see this?
Tracking down leads, our team learns of a possible connection to perhaps the most bizarre UFO encounter ever.
Freaking War of the Worlds.
They meet with a man who claims he was abducted on the outskirts of town and spent days in an alien craft.
Never been back to that place alone.
At the alleged abduction site, the team travels to new heights to reveal the truth. But as their investigation runs into the night, the team has a frightening encounter of their own.
Back to camp!
Go!
James, come on!
What the is going on?
What we have here is not any earthly craft.
Did you see that?
There's usually a more conventional explanation for unidentified things that people are seeing if you take the time to look for them.
For the first time in my life, I'm caught believing that the possibility of UFOs is all too real.
For me to be out here looking for evidence, this is it. This is what I live for. This is what I've been dreaming about.
Oh my God!
Wow! God.
So, James, you have a lot of UFO facts about Arizona, don't you?
Arizona is a hotbed. Arizona's got some of the most rich history of UFO cases. The 1997 case is referred to commonly as the Phoenix Lights.
I got this one popping. Move over to your left.
Behind the chimney.
Okay, wonder square. Major sighting here.
What's your take on the Phoenix Lights?
My take on the Phoenix Lights, honestly, is that there was a very massive V craft that, according to witnesses, was up to a mile across, witnessed by hundreds, if not thousands of people. I've always been very fascinated by the Phoenix Lights case, but recently what's piqued my curiosity is another video of a very similar craft taken by a guy named Terry Conant.
I'm looking at the Terry Conant video here.
Oh, this is one of the better triangle videos, I think, here.
I don't hear anything, do you?
No, I don't hear anything. What in the hell is that?
So it starts out with one bright object, and then he pans to the moon, which is pretty cool.
Wow.
See? Right there. Boom.
Oh, wow.
And he pushes on it. And that's when, I mean, you get a few seconds of him basically filling the frame with the thing. That does look like
It looks like
an
a
enormous
massive
triangle.
V.
It's wide. Well, I think it's interesting. This was shot 40 miles north of Phoenix, 4 years prior to the Phoenix Lights. Terry's video footage, right off the bat, because the shape looks, kind of triangular, immediately reminds me of the Phoenix Lights.
It's another triangle.
This, in my view, is one of the better boomerang-shaped UFOs I've ever seen captured on film. While I can't say definitively that the Terry Conant video is the same craft that flew over Phoenix, Arizona in 1997, it's very, very similar, and it could very well be the same object.
To me, it looks like an enormous swept wing. I mean, I think we can all agree that's a very aerodynamic shape.
I have to say, I think Ben is going to try once again and, conclude that this is something terrestrial.
Well, like I always say, it's incredibly hard to get a sense of scale and depth against a blank night sky or even a blank blue sky. Not everyone who makes these reports has been to air shows or is used to looking at aircraft in the sky.
I told you so.
I'd like to go check it out.
Yeah, I mean, for someone to, stop, pull over, grab a camera and start shooting, that's got to be something totally unusual in the night sky. Ben, are you sleeping? What? That's ridiculous.
Thank you so much for meeting us, Terry. We were just reviewing your video again.
Okay, great.
What can you tell us about it? How did you film it? How did you come across it? What happened?
It was a clear night, not a cloud in the sky, Arizona. We were driving back from the Grand Canyon. And and we happened to see a series of lights just on the horizon. So I kept looking at it, and I got out and had a little video camera. And as it approached me, it became more of a V pattern. What in the hell is that?
It's another triangle.
I've been to countless air shows. I was in the military, around jets. Had there been sound, I would have thought it were aircraft. We have Sky Harbor Airport, we have Luke Air Force Base, but there was no noise, not one sound.
I don't hear anything, do you?
No, I don't hear anything.
There's no sound, and it's not planes flying in formation.
And the V was all white lights, no strobe lights, not amber, not blue. There were constant white lights.
Based on your experience with aviation, do you think this could have been what they call airship to orbit? Very
Right.
high altitude airships that would have been very big and V-shaped.
The flying wing is a wing. It's not a V. This was a V. I'm talking a V.
So a much sharper angle than...
Much sharper angle.
Okay.
Right.
And then, correct me if I'm wrong, it went right over your head.
Right over. And as it passed over, it was massive in width, much larger than any aircraft that we know. I would say you could probably put 8 or 10 B-52s wingtip to wingtip.
Wow.
That's
And how would you compare it to the Phoenix lights that happened in 1997?
The Phoenix lights were very similar to what I saw. In fact, it was eerie. That resurrected a lot of thoughts in my mind about, okay, what was this? If it were military, if it were top secret, I can appreciate that and live with that. It's just that we don't know.
Terry's story is extremely compelling. His video is extremely compelling. And it supports the theory that there are these massive, silent, boomerang-shaped, triangular-shaped craft flying over the state of Arizona. My question is, who's flying these things?
I don't know about you guys, but I think Terry's great. I mean, possibly my favorite witness interview so far. He was very methodical. I mean, he said it could have been planes. It could have been a formation, but it had very weird characteristics for that, and he's not sure he buys it.
Ben's gonna be a believer.
James, I believe in the truth.
The truth is, we're being visited, buddy.
You can't handle the truth!
I definitely agree that it's a triangular-shaped object in the video. However, that doesn't necessarily mean it has to be extraterrestrial. It could be experimental military. It could be experimental commercial. It could even be maybe flares in formation. It didn't necessarily have to come from space. So as a scientist, I'm all about proof. In order to collect proof, you got to run tests. One explanation for these lights could be military flares dropped on an exercise. So, with the help of the Arizona Skyhawks, my plan is to see if the light from flares looks anything like what people reported seeing. All right, guys, I think we got a battle plan. So we'll have 2 observation points toward the jumpers.
I'll radio you guys from above, let you know when we're jumping. You guys take it from there.
While Ryder is gonna observe from the air, Ben and I are gonna stay down on the ground and watch from a couple different locations. This test, in my opinion, should clearly demonstrate that what was seen and videotaped by Terry cannot be confused with flares.
Now we just wait till game time.
Ryder for Ben and James, do you copy?
Copy, Ryder.
Go ahead, Ryder.
Hey guys, just want to let you know we are in the plane and we are taxiing now.
Copy that.
Godspeed, Ryder.
I'll give confirmation once we are in the air.
That's pretty cool.
Filming. I'm on him right now. Can't believe those guys are gonna free fall in the pitch black. come. This is gonna be cool.
All right, guys, doors are open.
Copy that, man. Rock and roll. Hold on tight.
Any last words?
The Arizona Skyhawks are to jump out of an airplane about 10,000 feet with flares attached to their legs. It would clearly prove that what was seen over Phoenix can't be associated with flares.
Now you go ahead and be all the UFO you can be out there.
Whoa! God, that looks amazing.
Coolest thing I've ever seen.
Oh my God. Looks like a comet.
You guys seeing this?
Hell yes.
It's like a comet, a falling star, but it definitely doesn't look like any UFO I've heard about.
Freaking War of the Worlds.
How's that look, boys?
This looks nothing like Terry's video.
I've never seen anything like it ever in my life.
It looks pretty awesome, Ryder.
It's a very cool light show.
I don't know to ever confuse it for a UFO, but I
Gotta admit, well done.
Well done. Well
done indeed.
Not at all. After our test last night, I'm convinced that these lights people saw in the sky weren't flares. And if they aren't flares, then maybe they could be UFOs. So we wanted to meet with Jeff Willis, who's not only famous for the hundreds of UFO videos that he's captured, but also because he has one that's strikingly similar to the triangular-shaped crafts people are seeing. You actually shoot most of the videos here out back, right?
Yeah.
So which one are you showing us right here?
Okay, this is shot on May 24th, 2003. It's what I call a side saucer.
Whoa. Wow.
This was shot on 4/20/2006. This is just in the neighborhood right here.
Weird.
This one is shot on May 12th, 2005. It's going to start out as 4 lights.
Whoa, I'm getting a series of lights right there. It's moving. You got it, Pat? Dude, I got 5 lights going left, just like the Josh thing.
Now, how do we know those aren't flares?
Well, flares don't really last more than 3 or 4 minutes. You know, this whole sighting lasts like 7 minutes, and we heard no planes. It was completely silent.
What do you believe? What do you believe you're seeing and videotaping?
Well, that's the whole mystery. Is I don't know what I'm seeing. I know it's not normal. I'm pretty sure it's not government. To be honest with you, that's the whole reason why I'm doing this, is to try to find out the truth and the answers to this.
James is clearly drinking all these videos in, but with my background, it's going to take a lot more for me to conclude that these things are actually unidentifiable. There are a lot of mundane objects that are up in the sky, and we're just not used to seeing them these days. We spend most of our time looking down, not up.
Jeff's told us about a recent sighting that he had not too far from here by Thunderbird Mountain, just a few miles north of the city. He's not only agreed to take us there, he's going to hook us up with 2 expert investigators from the area to try to track down what's going on in the skies here. Naturally, chasing UFOs is never easy. So, of course, getting there is going to be a trek. Okay, well, it looks like we have all the gear set up, so James, myself, and Jeff, We'll head up to the vantage point up here on Thunderbird Mountain. You guys stay back here.
Sweet.
Monitor all the cameras and let us know if you track anything down.
Yeah, and likewise, you guys radio in if you see something. We'll swing over and get it if we can.
Absolutely.
This guy's got a good track record.
Yeah, he does.
I'm in.
Be careful out there, guys.
Okay. We'll keep in touch via walkie.
Yep. Good luck.
So, Jeff, how long do you usually have to spend under this night sky before you usually catch something?
Well, it just depends. I mean, I spend hundreds of hours sky watching, and you spend a lot of time where you're not seeing anything.
Right.
And then sometimes you get lucky. But anywhere where you can get out in the desert like this, where you can get away from the city, you can pretty much decipher the difference between a plane or a UFO. But a lot of times planes look like UFOs until you get a better look at it, so it's misleading.
And sometimes UFOs can look like planes.
Exactly.
Hey, check that orange light out right there. Look at that orange light. See that?
Yeah.
Is that the southwest? I lost it.
It went below the horizon. I'm going to have to get to the vantage point and get in.
Let's get up there quick. Hurry, we're going to lose it. There's two of them. Get on it. Come on.
I'm coming.
Come on.
I can see it now. Yeah, look at that. Look at that.
Right
I got it.
Oh. What the is that?
And that's the Rainbow Valley where they've been reporting these things.
Oh, look at the ones in the air above it to the right.
Whoa.
You see that?
Whoa.
That's real. That's it. Call him. Tell him to turn around.
Ben, we got something off. We got a red orb.
It's off to your east, directly at about 30 degrees off the horizon, 40 degrees off the horizon. Get on it.
Copy that, James.
Ben,
Whoa, look at this.
James, I can't be working the camera and talking to you at the same time.
Look.
I'm watching it. It's moving. Don't touch it. That's unusual, guys.
We're looking at a Chinese lantern. Over.
Oh, you're kidding me.
Really?
It is amazing, but I was able to push right in on it. Over.
Copy that. Oh my God, that was good.
We're like watching someone's like Fiesta Cantina.
I've honestly never seen anything like this before. It's f***ing crazy.
I think the last time I saw a Chinese lantern was in Karate Kid 2.
Sweep the leg, Ben, sweep the leg.
10-4.
If everybody had lenses like this, you would reduce the amount of UFO reports by like 90%.
Gold mine. I mean, we hit pay dirt with Jeff Willis. I think last night was a really important lesson for us because it demonstrates that in most cases, there really is a more terrestrial explanation for the UFOs that people are seeing up in the sky.
So our next step, we're gonna meet up with an infamous man who alleges he actually had a close encounter. His story is so well known, it was actually made into the 1993 movie, Fire in the Sky. We are well on our way to see Mr. Walton. We're gonna meet a man named Travis Walton, who claims that in 1975, he was abducted by aliens while logging deep in the forest.
I love it when people say, it was very unique.
What's that?
It's like, meteor crater.
Exit
2 miles.
133.
Can we see a meteor crater?
Wait a minute. I didn't know you're...
Can we see a meteor crater? Can we?
No, I've been there.
I'm serious, you guys.
This is
Do
one
we
of-
have a geologist?
This is one of
Jumping
the
in pit.
meteor craters.
So you're saying this is real ET?
Yes!
Oh my gosh.
Wow. Oh my God.
This is an extraterrestrial impact site. Confirmed. I mean, you want to talk about ET? Right there.
Where?
Right there, you're looking at it.
Well, not as exciting as the crash sites I want to go to.
Come on, this is like Michael Bay stuff. This is cataclysmic. So Ryder and James want to see an actual extraterrestrial crash site. Well, I just brought them to one. About 50,000 years ago, an asteroid approximately 100 feet wide slammed into the Earth at about 26,000 miles an hour and carved out a crater 500 feet deep. That's an extraterrestrial crash site. It actually happened here. Proven.
All right, guys, let's blow this hole.
We're not done, are we?
To be able to get somebody that's already done scientific looks into these investigations and cases, you know, then we're already ahead of the game.
Well, from what I understand, I've never met her personally, but there's this woman, her name is Phyllis Budinger, and she was recommended by an organization called Center for UFO Studies, which is a very, very credible organization. This woman is one of the few scientists in the community who's unbiased, who will review the data and, you know, and make it public. So if you want, I can make a phone call and see if we can get her out here.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, I'd love to talk to somebody who's taken a harder science approach to some of this stuff and see what they found and see what they used to collect the data and then what kind of analysis they did. I think that's great.
As a UFO researcher, I consider the Travis Walton case to be, you know, right up here with maybe the top 3 or 4 or 5. And someone who's a scientist, and you obviously know a lot about the Travis Walton case, where do you keep it on a scale of 1 to 10?
Oh, it's up in the top 10, definitely.
What puts it in the top 10 for you in terms of cases?
We had an abduction. We had several witnesses. That's very important. We have eyewitnesses to something of seeing the UFO where Travis was abducted. All the men except one passed lie detector tests.
The one who didn't apparently just got up frustrated and walked away.
Yeah, that's what I understand. I have met Travis once. He was very traumatized by the event. Just the things he said to me, I felt that he was very credible. Some side comments he would make about things.
Do UFOs leave physical trace evidence?
Yes. They can be burn marks. Sometimes people smell ozone. There's circles of grass. There's even been supposedly metal parts from it. It would be fun to get isotopic ratios of other elements and deposited residues, breaking of branches. That's physical evidence.
Specifically in the Travis Walton case, and what should we be looking for while we're up at the site?
Ring core samples.
Ring core samples.
Any magnetic field around there,
With Travis Walton's case, as I understand, there was a beam that came down from the craft and affected him, so it must have affected the ground around him.
But do those traces still remain? We don't know unless that UFO returns occasionally, because that UFO is there for a reason.
Phyllis is approaching it from a very similar perspective than me, which is pretty encouraging. And I'm certainly hoping we get some real data and find some answers.
All right, well, I think we still have about 2 hours left. No more pit stops.
Ryder's at the wheel, and she suddenly has this, like, you know, idea that she wants to go off-road and take the shortcut.
You guys ready to do a little off-roading? James, hold on to Ben. This is a little rougher than I expected.
Hopefully we won't end up in that ditch on the left. Like, we drop in it, we're done. Hit that gas pedal and don't let up. And we hit the ditch on the left. This thing's in four-wheel drive, right?
We don't have four-wheel drive.
You're kidding me. You're kidding me. It was like, okay, and we're stuck.
Well, you could see where I was trying to go.
It was chaotic. Don't go backwards. There was a slim chance the rear wheel would go up the mound and then flip the whole damn thing over.
So what happens?
Now we got to work out how to get her ass over here.
What happens if you just crank the tires and back up the hill right here into this bush?
You could just the whole left side. I mean,
we got full coverage, right?
Like always, it seems James and I have two completely opposite perspectives on the situation. If we can fill this all the way up, so we've got a ramp.
Just get a momentum and then we'll cut across. That is not going to work.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Don't you dare tell the geologist what rocks to use.
See what it does. James, get over here.
All right, I'll put $1,000 on it. You're dead wrong.
Go, 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 go. Up, up, all right, didn't quite make it. It's okay, up, stop. Just hold on a second. We gotta
Turn it just a little bit more. Keep it closer to the edge.
I mean,
that's why I said you need to straighten it out and pull up a little bit. Aaron.
From now on, if we do off-roading, it needs to be a 4x4.
How the f do we do that?
All right.
Oh my God. Look at where we were.
Well, let's go find some UFOs.
Let's go meet Travis Walton.
Hey, let's take the long way this time.
Woo! Yay, that's good.
Maybe no shortcuts.
I don't want to get anywhere so fast.
Put this baby in gear and let's roll.
Oh my God.
But seriously, for me, you guys, this is like the equivalent of Ben, you meeting Neil Armstrong. This guy is like the top 3 close encounters of the third kind, in my view, in the world. The Travis Walton case is one of the best alleged alien abduction cases in existence. You've got 7 witnesses. The disappearance of a guy for 5 days. I can't wait to talk to him. So, we were hoping we could kind of go over what happened back in 1975.
Well, it was a sunny fall work day. We'd finished up working. We put in a pretty long day, so the sun had gone down. And we were headed out of there. We hadn't gone too far when we caught sight of some little glimmers of light through the trees. At first it wasn't all that alarming, but the longer I looked, the more it didn't seem right. One by one, everybody kind of fell silent. Oh, and there it was. It was just unmistakable. It was the most incredible thing.
What did it look like? Can you describe it?
Well, it looked like 2 pipe hands, but lip to lip, with a little dome on top, about as tall as this first tree and about as far away as that second tree. And parts of it were metallic and parts of it were glowing. I was just really awestruck. It was just so smooth and powerful seeming, I threw open the door right as we stopped, and I was thinking that it would be gone before I got very close. The guys in the truck, they were saying, "Get the hell out of there." And, Travis! This blast of energy came down out of the bottom of that craft. It was so powerful, it was like a physical blow. It hit me in the head and chest. They immediately started yelling at each other, "He's dead, it killed him, let's go, go." And they said they just panicked and took off. It was just kind of tingling and sort of numbing at the same time. When I woke up, I was in a lot of pain, and I started, wondering where the heck I was. And I could hear the sounds of movement around me, and I took that to be medical people. And so when I first laid eyes on this being, I was looking into the face of this creature, and what a shock. That was probably the thing that dominated my nightmares. Next thing I knew, I'm waking up beside the highway. I've never been back to that place alone.
I know it's difficult. Would you be willing to come back with us and help us perform a physical survey?
Yeah, I'll go there with you. I'm not going by myself.
No, of course not.
Yeah, we could check it out.
This is one of the most amazing cases on record. I absolutely believe he was abducted. No question in my mind.
I can neither confirm nor deny Travis's story. There's just not enough data to go either way right now. And in order for me to start to entertain that this actually happened, I gotta find some more physical evidence.
Now our quest takes us to the abduction site to try to collect any evidence at all to prove if this was extraterrestrial or not. After our last off-road debacle, we're not taking any chances as we travel to this alleged abduction site. So I enlisted some help. The Navajo Search and Rescue Team. I figure their 6x6 is a little better than our 2-wheel drive. Ready to go. The location of this alleged abduction is 30 miles up a logging road in Sitgreaves National Forest.
Is this the road where the guys split?
Yeah, they took off
on this road right here.
Yeah.
Have there been any recent sightings in this area?
I hear it all the time, you know.
On the way to the site, Travis told us something really interesting, which is that he believes in the area where this was alleged to have occurred, the trees experienced some sort of accelerated growth. So that's something you could definitely test for.
This is it. This is the spot.
You guys, we're at the location. Travis found it.
Let's get coring. Just by measuring these rings, we can determine how fast or slow a tree grew in a given amount of time. So what we're gonna do is take some tree samples to help us determine if there's any unusual growth patterns in this area.
Over here.
This is kind of eerie being here.
It's past this uprooted tree here.
So if the craft was hovering right here, that beam of light came down, it could have affected, theoretically, this entire area.
Yeah.
Travis, I think what we need is a tree core sample from right here, the center of the abduction site. What about this one over here?
I don't know. Check it.
Timber! Solid. Wow, look at that.
It looks like it was steady state from the time it grew, and then 15 years of growth spurt that kind of faded away.
While we can't definitively link this abnormality with a UFO encounter, this certainly raises serious questions as to what caused this growth spurt.
I'm taking a 360-degree panoramic topographical survey of Travis Walton's site. And what that'll enable us to do is we can mark specifically the location of where we take samples, and if there is any accelerated growth in the trees in the area, we're going to be able to map it and maybe help us piece this puzzle together.
It's important to collect samples from way up high so we can test for any evidence at all that a UFO hovered here. Here's the first branch.
Oh, Jesus.
No! I can't clip in. No! I don't know if I can do it. Oh my God.
Holy crap.
Ben!
Ryder!
No!
Move your grip, come on.
Ah! I'm losing my grip!
What can I do from here?
Ow!
Just a little farther. You can't. To the other way.
Oh my God. All right, I'm in position.
It was smooth sailing from there on out.
Ah! Crap!
No, almost.
Timber. Oh my God, I'm gonna kill myself. I hope I'm making this look really easy.
You are.
Timber! Oh, no! I was born up in that tree, I think you could tell. Oh my God! Oh, horse poop! Crap! Ah! Mother effer! Okay, maybe a few minor setbacks.
I got you.
Oh.
Good job.
Thanks.
Home free.
My hands are shaky.
Take a break.
I've got a really cool discovery over here, guys.
Please reveal.
Check this out. Travis and I found this tree, which was present at the time of his sighting, which means something caused accelerated growth in this tree after his experience.
Listen, this man's a logger, I'm not. But he seems to think that this verifies his claim that there was one time a UFO floating above the forest here. Maybe there's something to this. Appreciate all your help today, Travis.
It's been an adventure.
Bringing Travis Walton to the exact location of this alleged abduction was traumatic for him. As night fell, I could see him getting progressively anxious, and he decided to go home. With the level of effort it took for us to get to this location and reports of other strange activity out here, we'd be fools to leave now.
All right, we're all set for the night, Eric. We gotta thank you guys for helping us get up here.
Yeah.
It's such a relief to know we have a search and rescue crew standing by.
Thank you very much. What do you think about it out here tonight?
It's a little eerie.
Well, I tell you what, I don't like being out here at night.
Really? So you saying this area in particular is like a hot spot?
Oh yeah, definitely. I'd say within a 20-mile radius all around here is very active with lights in the skies.
Like unidentified flying objects?
Yes. It's out there, man.
All right. We'll scream if we need you.
All right, thanks.
Well, you guys, I'd like to go back to the site, check it out.
We'll do a perimeter sweep, cover some of the area that we didn't walk today.
Okay. All right, guys. All right, sounds stay in touch. Yep.
All right, eyes in the skies.
All right.
What do you think about Travis's story now that we've been out here?
Like always, extraordinary claims, extraordinary evidence. Jury's still out for me. How about you?
I have to be honest, when I interviewed him, something about the details of the story, that there were so many, it almost felt like too many.
Another orgy of evidence?
That had me kind of questioning things, but when we came out here, I mean, he had a strong reaction to finding the location and coming out here. Something happened out here, that's for sure.
If I was here 35 years ago, to see something completely out of this world. It's incredible. Can't believe I'm actually at the most famous abduction cases ever. Travis Walton, Fire in the Sky. This is approaching the road where the truck stopped, and he got out. The UFO would have been hovering a little bit to the north, just this way. I am approaching ground zero right now. Probably ground zero right here. Right where the flying saucer was hovering. He said it was a little clearing. And the road is just down over there. Right now, it's covered in snow, and there's some new growth over the area, but this is where the truck would have been driving from. So I'm standing on a tree stump here that was cut probably just before Travis was here. And I'm going to see if I can just kind of observe the night sky.
Writer for James.
Copywriter, I'm here. I'm hearing something in the woods that sounds like gunshots. Do you hear the same thing I heard?
I absolutely heard the same thing you heard, but it just sounds so close.
It does sound close.
I hate to say it, but I think it's best for us to stick together the rest of the night. Stay put. Ben and I will make our way over to you.
Copy that.
It gets really deep through here. Careful. James.
Hey.
Is that you?
Hey, what's going on, guys? I mapped out the logging road where the truck stopped. You know, ground zero, some of the trees most likely affected, according to Travis.
Look over there.
Jesus
look over
Christ,
there.
what?
You guys.
What?
Come on, someone saw that.
What?
I just looked at it. It looked like one blue light spreads out to 3, down, straight down.
I can't see anything out there right now.
James, I thought you of all people would help me out here.
Hey, I'm doing the best I can, but I can't make a UFO appear, man.
I don't know. That was weird. That was really strange. Honest.
No, why don't we set up the tripod and look in that general direction a little bit?
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
It's highly doubtful that what I saw is going to come back, but I'm going to be ready this time.
Let's see what we can see over there.
Come on, Arizona, show me something.
Back to camp!
Go, base camp, go. James, come on.
Dude, I'm coming, man.
What the is going on?
Rescue just screwed. Get the back to base camp.
The hell was it?
Hey, man.
Hey, guys.
What's going on, Eric?
Bear outside the camp here searching around. I can hear them.
We talking about a big black bear?
Yeah.
Can they be aggressive?
Yes, they can, especially a sow with cubs. I'd say let's get packed up and get out as soon as we can so we don't disturb her.
Holy You know, I'm kind of a badass. I would have stuck it out there. Ben and James, not so much. After a short trip home, we reconvened to analyze all of our evidence. Well, yeah, let's talk about, you know, the triangular-shaped craft or the boomerang-shaped crafts that people are seeing over the skies of Arizona.
Yeah, it clearly looks like a triangular-shaped aircraft of some kind. No, I don't know that I could rule out planes flying in tight formation. I do think that Terry Connick captured a triangular-shaped craft on his video, but that doesn't necessarily mean it had to be extraterrestrial. It could have been maybe a B-2 or some experimental craft. I don't think that we've ruled those out.
This is the skydiver test we did. This is just a little bit of the footage.
It was awesome, but yeah, clearly not a real UFO or what people saw in the night sky on March of 1997.
What we wanted to show was the descent that they make. Flares don't move horizontal through the sky. You can't look at the footage that we shot of the flares and compare it to what these people captured and tell me that that's the same thing. And Phoenix Lights isn't the only really, you know, strange occurrence that happened in Arizona. Obviously also famed for the Travis Walton case.
So if the craft was hovering right here, that beam of light came down, it could have affected, theoretically, this entire area.
Yeah.
Travis took core samples of a tree, and right around, ironically, the time of the sighting, 1975, there is a serious change in the ring growth. The tree grows 4, 5, 6 times faster.
And what you see is the difference in sizes. It's quite dramatic, but what we haven't ruled out are environmental factors.
Based on my initial review of the 360 panoramic scan, nothing immediately jumped out at me as demonstrating, you know, an area of really accelerated growth at the site.
I do think that UFOs are flying around Arizona, but I don't believe that they're coming from outer space.
If everybody had lenses like this, you would reduce the amount of UFO reports by like 90%.
I don't think it's a coincidence that in the desert Southwest you have 2 spaceports, you've got multiple aircraft military test ranges, and I think that the idea that you've got some sort of experimental or larger scale aircraft than something that had to come from outer space.